Hello, good news. I've got the windjammer. I'm in a windy spot, but I've got the windjammer. Now, in the last video I did, or a couple of videos ago, somebody complained that by walking around with the selfie stick, I was giving them motion sickness. And where I am today, I'm actually in a tree house, and so it's totally still, and there's rather a nice setting, beautiful Sussex countryside you can see all around us. And today, I'm going to talk about a question I'm getting asked more than anything else, which is, should I be buying gold, and how do I buy gold? So even though the gold price is weak, we've had inflation, war, political discontent, financial instability. So I'm not surprised that many people are asking that question. The gold price has been stagnant, especially in US dollars, not so much in other currencies, but the case for owning it, for having wealth stored outside the system, is as strong as it's ever been. So should you be buying gold? That's the question. And the old Wall Street adage, in my opinion, applies: put 10% of your net worth in gold and hope it doesn't go up. And so today's piece, as I say, which comes at the request of several readers and listeners, explains how to buy gold. And this is especially for those in the UK, Europe and North America. So there are 5 ways to invest in gold. 1, you can buy bullion, coins, bars, jewellery, like this little thing I got here. 2, you can buy gold stored in vaults but allocated to you. 3, you can buy ETFs by your stockbroker. These are funds that store gold, and thus the price of the fund tracks the price of gold. 4, you can buy gold companies, that's refiners, miners, royalty companies. And 5, you can buy futures, CFDs, spread bets, that kind of thing. Now, I'm not talking today about buying mining companies, royalty companies. If you're interested in mining companies, consider a subscription to my Substack channel, as gold mining companies are one of my areas of expertise that I cover quite extensively there. Nor am I talking about futures, CFDs, spread betting, the gold price, because they are not safeguarding your wealth outside of the financial and political system. They are speculation, and in the right market they can make you a great deal of money, but they can also lose you a great deal of money. Today I'm talking about old school physical gold. I'm going to put to one side arguments about whether gold is a good investment or not. I think it is. Whether it's going up or down, nobody really knows. I'm simply going to explain what is the easiest, cheapest, and perhaps above all, safest way to buy gold. We'll start with ETFs. They are a simple way to get exposure to the gold price. They're easy to buy, they're easy to sell, they're favoured by institutions because they're quick. You buy an ETF just as you would buy any stock. London listed gold ETFs include the Royal Mint, RMAU.L and PHAU.L, and the world's biggest is the New York listed gold GLD. Baked into the price, you usually pay a small premium to the spot price of gold and then an annual percentage fee to cover storage and other costs. But they're not really the same as owning actual metal. So the purists veer away from ETFs. But to buy an ETF, you just need an account with a broker, such as Interactive Investor, and if you sign up with Interactive Investor, I'll put a link in the comments, say I referred you, frizzes@gmail.com, and you will get a year for free and I get a referral fee. The reason I steer away from ETFs is that even though they are backed with actual gold, is that they're too easy to get shaken out of. When you buy physical gold, to sell can be a bit of an undertaking, so it's less likely to be done on a whim. Owning physical tends to turn you into a long-term investor. In theory, there is not a great deal of difference between an ETF and the store it online with a bullion dealer route. They're both extremely convenient for buying and for selling. Both give you exposure to the gold price. Both you own the underlying metal. Not all ETFs, but some. But as I say, I favour the storing it with a bullion dealer route, as it makes you less likely to sell. ETFs weaken your hands. So, where do you buy gold from? I've used many dealers over the years. My current recommended bullion dealer in the UK is the Pure Gold Company. I'll put a link in the comments, whether you're taking delivery or storing it online. In Ireland also I like Goldcore, both deliver to the UK, the US, Canada and Europe, or you can store your gold with them. And I have affiliation deals with both, full disclosure. Most important question, where are you going to put it? Once you've decided where to buy it, the next question is where to put it. And different people with different circumstances have different solutions. A lot of people keep it around their neck. I've got my little bit of gold here. Some people have a safe at home and they keep their gold there. Some keep their gold in safety deposit boxes in places like Harrods and MetroSafe. Others never take delivery at all and they keep it safely stored in a vault with the dealer in sensible places like Zurich, Jersey or Singapore. Now, I'm not convinced homes in our vibrant cities are that safe anymore, so these are not options that I would take. But I know one guy that has all his gold stored in a sock in his loft. I know another that has it buried in his garden and only his close family know the location. He's got quite a bit of land, he's not in a city. I know that another that keeps his gold and silver in plain sight. He uses the bars as doorstops. Now, you may say that's nuts, but how about this? He got burgled and the burglars didn't take the bars. They obviously thought they were just doorstops. So if you have somewhere safe, if you owned all this land, for example, you could bury it somewhere over there. And I'm a great advocate of taking delivery. You get to handle your metal. It's good to handle your metal. And there are lots of fantastic coins from around the world you can buy. Chinese pandas, South African Krugerrands, American eagles, Austrian Philharmonics, one of my favourites, Canadian maples, Australian kangaroos. Bars, the bars are very nice too. I think it's good to handle gold. But I refer you to my above comment about cities today. I'm not convinced they're safe, so I'd be wary about storing your gold at home in a city. Competition amongst ETFs and bullion dealers has conspired to drive down prices, which is very much to the benefit of the consumer. But there is one enormous cost that neither of these methods are able to avoid, and that is tax. When you sell, you are incurring a capital gains tax event, a CGT event. 20% in the UK for higher rate taxpayers, 10% for lower. That's assuming you sell at a profit. But that is an unavoidable 10 or 20% cost for buying and selling gold at a profit. There is another method of buying gold and silver which, quite legally, avoids this cost altogether. There's a slightly higher premium to spot when you buy, but we're talking about minuscule amounts compared to the nothing like the 20% CGT. And given the potential savings involved, it's surprising that more UK investors don't buy their gold and silver in this way. And the method I'm describing, if you haven't already figured it out, is to buy sovereigns and Britannias. The gold sovereign used to be the pound coin. Imagine that, a pound coin made of solid gold. It was the pound coin from 1816 after the Great Recoinage until 1932 when the UK finally abandoned its gold standard. Until then, the pound really was as good as gold. 22 karat gold to be precise, that's about 92% purity. A sovereign weighs about 7 grams, which is about 1/4 of an ounce, it's a little bit less than that. But such is the devaluation of money that has taken place over the last 3 generations, it now takes about 300 pound coins to buy the old pound coin. Despite no longer being on the gold standard, the Royal Mint began producing sovereigns again in 1957, and it continues to the present day. And a large number of them are actually minted in that well-known British heartland, Delhi. And that's because there is a huge market for gold sovereigns in India. Now, technically, these coins are still legal tender, so they are exempt from CGT. As sovereigns are so common, the numismatic value is very low. So you can pick up a 100-plus-year-old Victorian coin at just a few percent over the spot price of gold. So you get the history for free. The only exemption to that, or the main exemption, is the 1937 sovereign, which was struck for Edward VIII. And because he abdicated, the coins were never actually circulated. And one of those sold in 2014 for over £500,000. That's quite some premium. So if you can find an Edward VIII one, you've lucked in. Gold Britannias are an ounce in weight, and they only began to be issued in 1987, but they too are considered coins of the realm. And despite the fact that an ounce of gold is £1,450, the face value of a Britannia is £100. So it's 1,400 times more. Don't ask me how that works, I'm sure there's a reason. But as coins of the realm, they too are exempt from CGT. And the Royal Mint also began producing silver Britannias in 1997. They too weigh an ounce, and they have a face value of £2, despite the fact that an ounce of silver is about 16 quid. They're also exempt from CGT. I don't know why it works like that, but it does. Sovereigns aren't the most beautiful coins in the world. Britannias are much nicer, but they both make for a considerable saving on capital gains tax, assuming you've made a gain when you come to sell. There's no guarantee of that. Once again, my current recommended bullion dealer in the UK is the Pure Gold Company, whether you're taking delivery or storing online. Premiums are low, quality of service is high, you can deal with a human being. In Ireland, it's Goldcore. I like them both deliver to the UK, to the US, to Canada and Europe, or you can store your gold with them, and I have affiliation deals with both. So those are the easiest ways and the safest ways to buy bullion in the UK. And should you put 10% of your net worth in gold in the current market, in the way the world currently is, and hope it doesn't go up? Maybe you should, I don't know. But thanks very much for watching. I'll be back with another video very soon, and I'm going to step out of this shot so that you can enjoy the view from the treehouse. Until very soon, goodbye.